Canggu. Amina and I met a couple of weeks ago in Canggu in a place called Secret Spot. I think I was sitting there working on my laptop, and then I was hearing Amina talk to a guy there. She was talking about her business, and I heard something about eating disorders, and so it got my attention. And then I decided to just ask her what she was talking about, and if I was hearing it right, that she has a business about helping others with eating disorders, and that was correct. But after that, we didn't really have the time anymore to meet up again and connect. But now, a few weeks later, we were here and talking about it, and I asked Amina if she wanted to share her story on video for my YouTube channel, talking about how she healed herself from the eating disorder and how she's fulfilling her life's purpose by the things her dark moments in life. And I find that very inspiring. It's something I also want to focus on at some point after wandering around, exploring the world. So yeah, I'll give you the attention of the people. And I would love it if you told them about your self-healing and how you handled the eating disorder and what it was exactly what you went through.
Hi, thank you for the introduction. So I suffered from bulimia for like 10 years, from age 16, 17 until 26. I'm like almost turning 29 now. And I haven't realized that I was struggling with it for like 10 years until I questioned myself, and I was like, since how long am I doing this? And I realized, oh wow, 10 years. So it's a long part of my life. I basically got into bulimia because I wasn't happy with my body and I tried to lose weight. But also because I love food. I didn't go into anorexia because I loved food too much. And one day I saw a documentary about like people that were throwing up after eating. And that was so bad because
it can be so destructive seeing, even when it's a documentary about how bad it is and about people healing, when your mind is like already messed up, it can really play something out.
So this is what it did. So I was like, oh my god, this is the perfect solution. I can just like eat everything and just like throw up afterwards. So the problem was that then I got addicted, and then I had those urges to binge, and it would happen a few times a day actually. So I was just like binge eating for a few times a day and then throwing up. So my whole life was revolving.
A few times a day.
Yeah, it was revolving around that. And this is like, I hit rock bottom at some point because I was binge eating. I was also into depression, and I've tried everything, going to therapists, going to like centers. Nothing helped me. So yeah, I was like rock bottom in my bed, crying the whole day. I just had medication, like they just, they're very easy to like prescribe you. Like take
healing
this.
or just
No healing, just like take a pill. So yeah, I hit rock bottom, and then I finally find myself out of it by understanding a lot of things. And I came to Paris. I'm originally from Switzerland. I came to Paris, started a new life, and I thought I was healed, but I wasn't healed. I was like cured in a way.
I always tell people like recovery is one thing, you can be recovered, but healing is like, that's a whole other thing. I feel like as soon as you start the healing process and go through that, that's when you know you will never have a relapse.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the healing. People forget about the healing.
Exactly. So I was recovered, exactly. It's exactly what you said. I was recovered, but I wasn't healed because I had no idea about like how to heal. But I wasn't binge eating anymore. And then it took me a few years to actually heal and do the work to heal and go back to the wound and kiss it all the way up as we
It's difficult to go back to the wound because you're like, okay, I'm past that. It's in my past. You know, I'm not acting on it anymore. But at the same time, it's still there somewhere.
Yes. And when I was recovered but not healed, I still had bad body image. I was still comparing myself to everyone else, and I was still trying to lose weight. So I wasn't binge eating, I wasn't throwing up, but I was still like, I wasn't happy. So.
But then at some point, something happened that like awakened something in you, and you were like, okay, healing has to happen.
Yeah, actually, it was very subtle, and it took a few years for me to understand. But I was living my life and doing other things and like focusing on other things as well. But it's really when I got into meditation, personal growth, and spirituality that I understood what healing was and how it was my turn to go back and heal. But when you're not into this world, you don't understand, I think. Right.
Yeah.
So I had to go back to my childhood and go back to everything.
And quit like the flow that you were in, like the daily life, the flow of your job, and you know, just going about your day without really tuning in.
Exactly.
And how did you do that?
So the whole thing started with meditation. Out of the blue, I was living a normal life. You know, I had a 9-to-5 job. I was not into personal growth, not into all those things. But out of the blue, I just started meditating. And this changed everything because I became self-aware, so that my job wasn't fulfilling me. And after, I became self-aware of other things like, ooh, look, I'm still comparing myself to everyone else. Why is that? Why do I do that? Or like, I'm standing in front of the mirror. Oh, why am I so mean to myself? You know? And this is just because when you're meditating, you become aware of what's happening here.
Yeah. And then you told me that like you took a break from your work.
Yeah.
And went like traveling or on a vacation.
Yes. So what happened is actually I found out that I wasn't happy at my job. I met my mentor that really put me into this path, like starting a business and like trying to help the world with like creating content on YouTube and podcasts.
But you weren't talking about.
But I wasn't talking about, because now I talk about eating disorders, especially bulimia. I talk a lot about self-love and intuitive eating. But back then I was talking about nutrition and I was making video recipes. And my mentor really told me, hey Amina, and I really believe that the universe was speaking through him.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, you're not solving any problem here. What are you going to do with your business? You know, like, you need to solve a problem if you want to like start a business out of this. And then I took a break from everything because I was so anxious and stressed about this thing. I went to Italy, and one day, because I was so relaxed and like so open and enjoying myself in Positano, I woke up one day around this time last year, and I just had this urge to talk about my eating disorder. But I was so afraid because I was afraid of being judged, and also because not a lot of people knew about it.
Yeah, and you kept it quiet.
So I just filmed my first video about like how I healed from bulimia. And since
right then, as soon as you had the realization, right?
Yes, like it was like instant, like I have to do it now. And yeah, since then, since I made this decision, my whole life has been a synchronicity.
So amazing. And like you're fulfilling your life's purpose by helping people.
Yes.
With something you went through yourself. I think that's the most powerful thing people can do.
I feel so happy and fulfilled, and you know, since I made this decision, my life has completely shifted. And and I really truly believe that it was my mission to like suffer for 10 years so that I can finally help the world, because I believe that we are all here to solve the world, you know. And then I had to struggle. It was my soul's mission, so she made soul contracts with everyone so that I can just like experience this pain, so that I can like finally now wake up and help a lot of people. And I received so many messages, gratitude messages from not only clients but also my audience of how I'm able to just help them. And all I just want to say is it doesn't come from me. I'm just a tool, but it comes through me.
Yeah, so the universe works through us.
Exactly.
And that's a wonderful thing to realize, because, you know, people will see that. People will notice you're authentic, you're not working from your ego, you're not doing it for money, you're not doing it to be, you know, a savior or to be recognized. People will see that you truly, really want to help them and you work from a place of love. And it's a wonderful thing.
And when you realize that when you help people, everything happens for you. So when you actually use your skills and talents to like serve the world, like you will never struggle with money. Never. Because it will come, it will just come. You know, you don't have to be like stressed or anything about it. It will just flow, it will just come if you truly work from here.
And also, what a wonderful thing is, like you're you know, walking your path now, you're aligned with your purpose. And I've noticed that the wonderful thing is, like right now, this is your life purpose, you're doing this, but because you're so aligned with your inner self and your intuition, you will know when it's the right time to, you know, make a different turn. And you know, one thing will manifest into many other things. When you've fulfilled one thing, it can, you know, turn into something different. You can bump into someone that will, you know, lift your purpose like to a higher, like to another level. Or
exactly.
That's such an amazing thing.
Exactly. And you know, the funny thing is, I don't make plans of like how many courses I create, or like how many, like I don't do yearly plans or goals. Just because I create a program when I feel ready and when I feel that the information is ready to go out. So someday I just woke up and
very intuitive.
Exactly, we're very intuitive. So I make intuitive decisions with my business. I just wake up and, oh, okay, it's time to create this program now. Okay, I can do it in 2 weeks. Fine. And it just happens.
That's amazing. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
sharing.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank
And
you.
I feel like that a lot of people will find inspiration out of your story and motivation. Show Amina some love in the comment section. And if you appreciate this video, give it a thumbs up. And I will leave Amina, her YouTube and her Instagram links in the description. And I wish you all a very, very wonderful day. I'll see you in another video.
Bye guys.
We're at Give now, eating some food after shooting the video. We got food from their buffet. It looks epic. Yes. Look at that. Look at that. So gluten-free, vegan. So hungry. And I was a bit, I don't know if you can see me now and if it's in focus, but I was a bit skeptical about Give because the one time I walked in, it didn't look so amazing, but it was late. And now I'm here and it looks amazing. They have lots of gluten-free options. Everything goes to charity. It's a non-profit restaurant and the food looks great. Lots of vegetables. It's local but like more fresh local food. And I'm excited to take in. And we shot some pictures for the thumbnail.